Hi, this is Melanie for Pardazy, and this is a spoiler-free review of 2.0. If you're not already a subscriber, please do hit that subscribe button, like and share this video, and if you hit the bell, then you'll get a notification whenever I have a new trailer reaction or film review. So I've just come home from seeing 2.0. First day shows here in Chicago to see it on in Tamil was $28, which is twice the normal ticket price. And I was checking, and over this weekend, it's going to be more of a regular ticket price, although Telugu, as it often is a little bit more expensive in the evening, more like $20. So, but regular $14 or $15 ticket price, which for a 3D movie is about what you pay for a Hollywood 3D movie, like Avengers or something like that. Was I satisfied? I would give this 4 out of 5 stars. This is going to be hard to talk about without really giving any spoilers, because I really urge you to go see this movie for yourself and experience just the wonder of it. And you really need to see it in 3D like I did, because I don't know that I've ever seen an Indian movie in 3D. And to have Shankar's imagination, to be able to just have his imagination be able to run wild. And I mean, you've heard about the epic Statdium climax scene. Yes, it is epic. For 25 minutes, it is epic. And to have that visceral feeling of stuff coming at you and bullets coming at you and so forth is just an experience not to be missed. So if it's possible for you to see it in 3D, I highly urge you to do that. I've seen quite a few Hollywood films in 3D, and I felt like that were some Hollywood ones that were not worth it to me to have paid for the 3D price, but maybe I saw it because that was the time slot that, this one I purposely wanted to see what it was going to be like in 3D, and I felt like it was really worth the money. Rajinikanth fans are going to be super happy because he is in every iteration, both as the scientist doctor and as Chitti and as 2.0, and another surprise. Amy Jackson was fine. She plays an android robot and doesn't have a lot of expressions, and she just plays that stiff kind of robot role, and she was fine. She was there more to be eye candy, frankly, but that's fine. It was just super fun. There were scenes where Rajinikanth got to really let loose and have attitude show through, and that was more in the second half of the film. Akshay Kumar, I thought, was absolutely fantastic. We know he's the big villain. We've seen the pictures of him on the posters. We know that somehow it's involving cell phones, so I don't want to spoil that. I just thought when I saw the trailer, I was like, am I seeing everything? Am I seeing all the big visual surprises, and then there's not going to be anything left when I see the movie? Like, there was so much in the trailer. You saw the giant bird. You saw the cell phones being snatched out of everybody's hands, which was super cool. No, that wasn't all the visual surprises that Shankar is giving us. Amazing. There were moments with my jaw on the floor in amazement of just what he had thought up to do with all of those cell phones. And Akshay Kumar's look of his villain, I thought, was exceptional. He had several different ways that he looked in the film. It wasn't just all one thing. And they were all, like, each one was better than the next. They were all so good. And Akshay Kumar was playing, we have a flashback. So we see what the origin is for why all of these things are happening. And he was so good in that part. I don't know the actor who dubbed his voice into Tamil. Sounded very like Akshay, but I knew it wasn't Akshay. I mean, I know Akshay's voice enough to know that someone was dubbing him in Tamil. So I'm curious what his performance might have been like in the Hindi version if they just let, his voice come through. I'm curious now what that would sound like. But anyway, I thought just in the visual, not the voice, I thought he was exceptional. He was such a good villain. He had a real reason for everything happening, and he was so good in the flashback. There's a little bit of homage to the first film. You can imagine. It's sons of, children of certain people coming back to haunt everyone. That was there could have been a little bit more maybe with that plot, but it was fine. Really, this film is about visual spectacle. So these are all the super positive things about it. Jaw-dropping action sequences, jaw-dropping visuals. The 3D was really worth it. Background score by Rahman was great. And there was an end credit song, but otherwise the action is really not broken up by songs. I think there was one sort of montage song that had a rap to it. But otherwise it's just, you're not broken up with, there's no love songs or anything to break up the flow of the story. So, negatives. As I walked out of the theater, which by the way was at this 9:30 show, was not very full at all. They had put it in a larger theater than sometimes they put Tamil films. I think the 6 o'clock show, which was the first show today in Chicago, which I could not make, had more people, I think, at that screening. True first day, first show, Rajinikanth fans. But I think people knowing if they could check online and see that the price was going to drop this weekend, maybe it was good enough for them to wait. I asked people as they walked out, and it was really a mix. Some Rajinikanth fans were super happy because you see a lot of those Rajinikanth signature gestures and, the attitude and all of that. So they were happy. Those people were happy. People who accompanied them, some people said they were disappointed because the film had no heart. And one guy said to me, kids will like this. So if you're going in and expecting some of the complexities that you see in other Shankar films, like I think about Aniyan and there's a social message to this film as well, which is really good. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but I felt like it was a really good message. It maybe does not, because there's not really a love story, we hear Aishwarya Rai is just on the phone. We don't see her. So, it's just like two robots glancing at each other, and that's basically it. And I thought it was enough for kind of it's almost like the level of emotion in a comic book movie or something. Do you know what I'm saying? There's some there, but it's not the depths of hitting your heartstrings like other Indian films are, and especially Tamil films, I expect. That's why I was so disappointed with the recent Mani Ratnam, which was technically good. Like this one is technically good, but it didn't necessarily have the heart that I expect from a Mani Ratnam film. So it was interesting that these people had gone in not just expecting, I'm just going to see an action spectacle. I'm just going to see an action film and just satisfied with that. Like they wanted more, but the story didn't really lend to that. But you know what? I think that's okay. I don't think every single Indian movie has to make you cry buckets. And this one will be a fun one for kids to see. And it's just really fun and enjoyable. I will say, having kind of rewatched Robot or Enthiran in the background this week, I wasn't closely watching it, but I just kind of wanted to refresh. And I noticed how much humor there was, especially in the first half of the original film. And there was some moments of humor, but maybe not as much emphasis on humor in the first half of the film. And then it was very welcome when there was more humor in certain scenes in the second half. So maybe, it's just, I think the focus was so much on the spectacle and the action, which were exemplary and great. So, but overall, I would highly recommend you see this film in the theater, in 3D. It's just such an experience. It was so fun. I was with an audience that was whistling and hooting and hollering, not only for Rajinikanth, but also when Shankar's name came on. Subtitles were by Rex. It was that trademark yellow, and mostly they were really great. And in the montage song, there were subtitles when it wasn't overlaid by dialogue. Sometimes you could hear dialogue, you could hear lyrics to a song underneath dialogue, so the dialogue took precedence. But anyway, there was one little glitch in the last quarter of the film where I think maybe they had made some editing choice or something, because there were subtitles on the screen, but no one was speaking dialogue, just like for 2 or 3 sentences. So very, very small little glitch. But otherwise, I could just completely enjoy the movie because the subtitles were yellow and I could read them, and I just, could be just caught up in the story. And I was thinking about the end courtroom scene of Robot, where the magistrate says something like, maybe in the future we will have need, but right now it's too dangerous to, you know what I mean? And so it was just, this film is definitely has this look like it's set in the future. Even Rajinikanth's car, which obviously is a modern car. I don't know if it was a BMW. I'm not a car person. I think it was a BMW, but it was the kind with like the door handle, doors that go up. And so, it just, everything looked very futuristic, as if it was set a little bit in the future. So that was just really fun. Just the whole production design of all of that. The museum where Chitti's head is that we saw at the end of Robot. And then, of course, that's where they find him, because that's where he's been, to bring him back. So I just love the whole concept, though, of the cell phones. And you saw a little bit of that in the posters in the trailer. But just let me tell you, all the things that Shankar does with it, it will blow your mind. You can't even guess all the amazing things that he does and the messages that he sends. I loved the opening scenes where they're getting snatched because, like a little kid crying because his father's trying to take the cell phone away, or somebody saying, yeah, I spend all sorts of quality time with my family, and you can see the entire family, all the teenagers, everybody's on their phone, nobody's talking to each other. It was a little commentary about how dependent we are on our phones and how we use them too much. So which is a good message. And here I am recording my YouTube on my phone. So anyway, I want to hear what you think about the movie in the comments below. Maybe let's try to keep this one spoiler free, and maybe I'll do another video where I'll get into discussion of some of the things that I liked with spoilers. But I wanted this first review. If you haven't seen the film and you're dying to know, is it good? Is it worth the ticket price? Yes, 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 go. Please do like and share this video. Follow me on Twitter at PardaisyYT. Subscribe here to the Pardaizy channel, and if you hit the bell, you'll get a notification whenever I have a new trailer reaction or film review. And please do subscribe to the Pardaizy podcast. I put all of my reviews on the podcast, and also I have really great, nice, long discussions with other fans of Indian cinema.